Speed testers. The joy of speed testers. Are they any good? Yeah, I think so. I think they are a great tool, and they're very good as a guide. I think they're a superb tool for the people who actually host the speed testers, because they can collect huge amounts of data from everybody who takes those speed tests, their location, and bundle it all together and get a superb average of how internet and how mobile companies and all that sort of stuff are performing in a particular region. And because it is across such a big number of people, that works great. I think the problem with speed testers is, as I mentioned, people obsess over them. And they must be the bane of internet service providers' lives when people phone up and say, you're selling me a 60 meg service and I'm actually getting 58.2. So anyway, here are a couple of ideas around how to use a speed test and what to sort of watch out for and things like that. So firstly, if you can, I would say use the desktop app variant of a speed test. I don't think it's terribly important really with most speeds up to kind of about, if you talk anything above 1-2 gigabits per second, then browsers should be okay with it. I guess it depends what system you're running those browsers on. So to be sure, I would say use the desktop app for that particular speed test company. Now, of course, some of them don't have a desktop app, and that's fine. Most speed tests, if you're doing something where your connection's kind of 50, 60 megabits, a browser will not have a problem with that, but bear it in mind. Secondly, never, ever, under any circumstances, this is just my advice, of course, under any circumstances, use Wi-Fi for a speed test. There are way too many, unless you're testing the speed of your Wi-Fi, of course, I mean, that's something different. But unless there are just too many variables when it comes to Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is, by its very nature, RF. It's subject to interference. It's subject to low signal to noise, all that type of thing. And there are just, I think, you might be connecting on a 5 gig network, you might be connecting on a 2.4 gig network, a congested channel, and there's just too much going on there to be able to reliably say that the reason your speed test isn't slow is because of your Wi-Fi. And you may say to me, well, but I've just got a router and it's a Wi-Fi 6, amazing, it's the best in the world, and it says it does 2.3 terabits per second or something like that. I don't care. You can have the best router in the world and you can still get absolute pooey Wi-Fi speeds because something isn't connecting right, or you're going through a wall that isn't, there's so many reasons. And people are doing it, people will do a speed test on a phone. There's no way on, like for an iPhone, for example, you can even see what channel you're on. Never mind, there just isn't enough information available on Wi-Fi. I'm afraid it's back to the old school methods of hardwiring something up to your router. And unfortunately, that's not always possible, is it, these days? Because even if you've got like a MacBook or something, probably most people haven't even got a LAN connection on it. And then they might just have a phone and there's just no way to do it. So yeah, I think it's difficult to go to an ISP arguing speed test results when you haven't done a connection off Wi-Fi. Try multiple servers. Definitely try multiple servers. It takes a bit of time to work through a few, run the test a number of times and try multiple servers, because I can do a test on the server it suggests for me and get X speed, and then I can actually pick one myself and get 5 times the speed. It varies enormously from server to server. I don't know whether or not the servers that speed testers have, I'm sure they have capability there for sort of 10, 100 gigabit per second connections. But what happens when a ton of people hit that server at once? I don't know. I mean, how much provision have they for pulling all that data off at the same time? I don't know how that works. I don't know how the infrastructure for a lot of speed testers work. But certainly try multiples and see which one gives you the best result, because a lot of the time you'll see that your results vary enormously. As I mentioned at the start, use them only as a guide. Don't obsess over them. I know it's really, really hard to say, and I know that if I paid for a 500 megabit service and I was getting 400, I'd probably be saying something to my ISP saying, oh, I'm not getting the service I'm paying for and all that. But I think, try not to get too hung up about the speed side of things. More important is things like loaded time versus unloaded time. So, how well the connection performs when it's got activity on it, and that sort of stuff is really important for video calling, for example. And when you start obsessing over speed too much, just kind of think, well, what is it that I can't do? So, is your browsing okay? Yeah. Is your 4K, 8K video streaming okay? Yeah, probably. Can you do everything you need to do on your connection? Because if you can, does it actually matter that much? If you're downloading huge amounts of data, fair enough, that's a different use case. But for the majority of people, does it actually matter? If you have a reliable connection, that's key. Speed-wise, less doesn't matter so much. If your connection's dropping all the time, God, that's frustrating. Get onto your ISP straight away. Get onto your telephone company, whoever deals with it for you. But as for speed testers, try not to obsess about them too much and just use them as a guide for what you're doing. So if you make a change, if you've got a test coming back reliably on one server and you make a change and then it increases in speed, then you can use them as a tool to test various parts of your network or just test changes that you make. Apart from if you're just saying, I'm paying for this and I'm getting this, well, I wouldn't worry about it too much. And finally, I know this sounds really obvious, but make sure there's nothing else on your network, because so much of the time there are so many devices connected on networks now, just home networks. I could go into my router here and there'll be like 25 things connected. And just make sure none of those are just getting a little bits of traffic that you're not expecting. Sounds like an obvious one, but it's worth just checking it anyway. And that's why going wired into the router, take everything else out, even disable the Wi-Fi radios if you can, and do your test from there if you really need accurate results. But overall, are speed testers useful? Yes, they are a useful tool, and they're a useful guide to how things are performing, but you can't base everything off the results of a speed tester, because they vary enormously from server to server, from time to time, from connection to connection, from network type to network type, Wi-Fi type to so many things vary on those. So don't worry too much about it. And they're a fantastic tool for the people who actually run the speed testing services. They get all the data they need from all the people obsessing over the things they're trying to fix. Yeah, it's typical, isn't it? Thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments if you've got any good ways of speeding up speed testers, how you use them, if you find them reliable, if you don't, which services you find the best. So many of them out there, aren't there? Which ones you find good? Let me know in the comments, and thanks for watching.